There's a certain artistry to being misjudged, to being perceived as insignificant, feeble, quiet, overlooked. Others delight in authoring your narrative before you've even prepared your own instrument. They take pleasure in sketching your conclusion permanently, well before you've had an opportunity to articulate your subsequent thought. However, the truth they are unaware of is that your journey is only commencing. Allow them to display their disdain when your voice is gentle. Permit them to misinterpret your quietude as capitulation. This reveals their own vulnerability. This is merely their distraction. For profound inside you, in that unseen stillness, a much more powerful force is taking shape. It isn't clamorous, it isn't ostentatious, it holds no yearning for recognition. It manifests as self-restraint, it embodies command. It represents the steadfast determination of an individual who has experienced shattering but elected not to remain in that state. Understand, those who alter the course of the world do not invariably proclaim their arrival. They scrutinize, they bide their time, they bear hardship quietly, they withstand treachery without voicing grievances. They dine alongside individuals who offer superficial affability while engaging in disparaging talk in their absence. Nevertheless, they remain unspoken. This is not due to apprehension, but from a position of strength. For genuine strength does not merely respond impulsively. Authentic might holds itself in check until the opportune moment. A juncture arrives in each individual's existence where a choice must be made. Shall I persist in attempting to persuade society of my value? Or shall I develop such inner fortitude, such unwavering stability, that external approval becomes unnecessary? It is at this point that the transformation occurs, when you cease striving for external comprehension and commence the pursuit of self-awareness. Permit their skepticism. Allow the hushed tones upon your entry. Let them presume your defeat merely because you have become still. Quietness does not equate to frailty. Quietness is a phase of readiness. It is the hallowed terrain where every metamorphosis commences. The majority of individuals are dependent on clamor. They are incapable of remaining tranquil. They cannot confront their inner monologue. Consequently, they occupy each instant with diversions, endlessly browsing, constantly evaluating, assessing, posturing. You, however, have selected an alternative route, a way of seclusion, a way of self-mastery, a way involving extended evenings where your sole dialogue occurs between your past self and your evolving identity. They believe you are finished. They presume your defeat. Yet, what escapes their notice is your clandestine honing of your capabilities. Motivated not by retribution, but by foresight, you have mastered the skill of disengagement. This isn't due to a lack of concern. Rather, it stems from caring sufficiently to refuse governance by elements detrimental to your serenity. Disengagement is not acrimony, it is lucidity. It signifies the juncture at which you cease pursuit and commence selection. You desist from pleading and begin constructing. You abandon rationalization and start personifying. You come to understand that not all conflicts warrant engagement, particularly not with individuals incapable of comprehending the internal struggle you face. You have discovered that retribution is not centered on demonstrating their error. It concerns validating your own path. It does not involve resounding triumphs or theatrical successes. It revolves around silent, unwavering development. Retribution manifests in arising each morning. Even when the urge to succumb is strong, yet you opt to persevere. This constitutes strength. This embodies command. This is the most formidable aspect for those who sought your ruin. Consequently, you proceed with composure, with elegance, with quietude. Permit their misjudgment of your capabilities. Allow them to remark on your transformation. Let them believe you have become distant. What remains unseen by them is that your former self, the one that endured affronts, provided excessive justifications, and compromised to the point of fracture for acceptance, has ceased to exist. And the iteration of you that currently exists holds no inclination to participate in such manipulations any longer. You are not indebted to provide your suffering for anyone's amusement. You are under no obligation to account for your tranquility to them. You have navigated tempests of which they will remain forever unaware, and you accomplish this without acclaim, without spectators, without aid. This is the reason you do not cry out. This explains why you do not pursue vengeance in the manner they anticipate. You have opted for a more subdued form of fortitude, a type that refrains from severing connections. It merely disengages and constructs an alternative reality. Understand, the ultimate retribution is not found in the ruin of others. It lies in creating an existence so robust, so gratifying, so abundant in significance and profundity, that individuals who previously questioned you are compelled to contemplate their oversight. You have not grown indifferent. You achieved concentration. You did not cease to care. You simply discontinued bestowing that affection upon those solely adept at receiving. You ceased pleading for selection and initiated self-prioritization. Your journey is incomplete. This marks merely the commencement. Each day, you bear the burden of all the instances you persevered despite universal disbelief. And still, their skepticism persists. Allow it. For in reality, the skepticism of others is nothing more than interference. It diminishes when your achievements become evident, when your self-control evolves into a power too steady to disregard, when your quietude transforms into your most profound declaration. Machiavelli once posited that it is considerably more secure to be feared than to be loved, should a choice be necessary. However, his underlying message was as follows: it is preferable to garner respect for your fortitude than to receive pity for your gentleness. In a society prizing outward presentation over underlying motives, individuals frequently misinterpret benevolence as fragility, and you have discovered this through difficult experience. Certain people will only accord you respect when you are no longer present. Some will recognize your worth only after you cease to offer it freely. Therefore, you now operate with a changed approach. You scrutinize prior to vocalizing. You articulate concisely, yet convey greater substance. You are no longer engaged in the endeavor of persuading others of your value. You embody the evidence. Permit their skepticism as you silently perfect your inner self. As they engage in idle talk, you diligently work. As they mock, you acquire knowledge. While they deride, you reflect deeply. For, in due course, time reveals every truth, and individuals who formerly scorned you will realize you were not fractured, but rather evolving. The journey you undertake is not suited for the timid. This course of quietude, of self-command, of rigor, it demands a form of fortitude that the majority are unwilling to develop. For it involves enduring discomfort without aggressive reaction. It signifies facing disrespect, yet electing not to debase your own standards. It implies possessing ample justification for an outburst. Yet, in its place, you select serenity. And this is what distinguishes you. The majority respond impulsively. You offer a considered reply. Many pursue recognition. You pursue development. Many disintegrate beneath criticism. You utilize it as motivation. You have grasped that managing emotions is not synonymous with suppressing your feelings. It concerns the refusal to allow those emotions to steer your course. You do not flee from your wrath. You channel it. You do not conceal your anguish. You purify it. You have converted your hardship into a plan of action, your sorrow into sagacity, your setbacks into cornerstones, and throughout every experience you have maintained your quietude. For quietness is not void. It is replete with solutions. It is the realm where the spirit readjusts. It is the fertile soil from which intention blossoms. It does not signify a lack of power. It is its very emblem.